If you're like us, you love discovering habits and systems that make life better. That's why we're excited to share this opportunity. It's perfect for anyone trying to design a career that works for them, not against them. Intuit, the maker of TurboTax and QuickBooks, is expanding its world-class network of tax and bookkeeping experts. As an Intuit expert, you get to work virtually, select your hours, and be part of a mission-driven culture focused on helping customers prosper. Plus, you're supported by a team of experienced tax professionals who are there to help you succeed.
They also offer Intuit Academy, a free and self-paced training program through which you can advance your tax and bookkeeping career.
So if you're looking to design your future with a flexible and supportive tax career, visit intuit.com/expert to learn more or apply. That's intuit.com/expert. Let's talk about the Defender 110. It is a vehicle built for the modern explorer. Gretch, I have a friend who's extremely adventurous, and she loves her Defender 110. It's a vehicle that looks tough because it is tough. The Defender boasts an exterior design for optimum durability. It has a raised hood and sculpted grille that give the Defender 110 a modern edge.
Yeah, it has 3D surround cameras with clear sight ground view that let you see underneath the vehicle and anticipate obstacles in rough terrain. Clear sight rear view offers an unobstructed rear view even when you can't see through the back window. Driver aid technologies make driving and parking simpler. Intuitive driver displays are customizable to your journey. Design your Defender 110 at LandRoverUSA.com. Visit LandRoverUSA.com to learn more about the Defender 110. Explore the Defender 110 at LandRoverUSA.com.
Lemonada.
Hello! Today we're excited to share the latest episode from one of our favorite podcasts and another Lemonada show, The Deep Dive with June Diane Raphael and Jessica St. Clair. I have had the pleasure of being a guest on this show, and these two women really know how to make me laugh.
Each week, these comedians and best friends take a deep dive into their real lives and discuss a wide range of issues. In this episode, Jessica is on the lookout for sharks and June is avoiding crows. Plus, there's chat about big dinosaurs, white-on-white cars, oral historians, and Jessica and June's experiences working for the mafia. Not sure exactly what that means? Listen now to find out.
Hi, I'm Jessica St. Clair.
And I'm June Diane Raphael.
And this is
The Deep Dive.
We're about to do what women have done for centuries. We're crowding around the fire with our generous haunches. We got babies hanging off our tits, and we're going to share with you our fears.
That's right. Our joys.
Our tips on how to stay alive.
Now, Jess, we are heeding a call that no one has made.
Not a soul, but you're invited to listen.
Absolutely, because we make one promise and one promise only. We will not Google a thing.
Because frankly, we're too damn tired.
Please get ready to go on
The Deep Dive.
Hello, Jessica.
Hello, June.
I feel like I don't know, time is moving in the strangest of ways.
Is it Christmas? Is it July? I've been packing to go on a trip that's not for another month. So I don't know. I'm in a liminal space right now.
It is very hard to be alive right now. I feel so assaulted by information. I feel so overwhelmed and sad sometimes by what's incoming, right, in the news. However, I want to just be with you and talk about things right now because I'm happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you too. And I'm not sure why this is regulating my nervous system. And I don't think it's for everybody, but every June, July, and August, I am on a constant shark attack watch.
Really?
I don't know why, but my feed, and I didn't even click on anything this time, my feed gets flooded with just packing lists for France and local shark attacks. And I find it really comforting
to know that sharks are attacking?
To read the stories of really 99% survival. People fighting back sharks.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, most of the shark attacks are curiosity bites, which are,
Episode title, note to self, okay. Now, how do they know that also? Like, there's sometimes things where, because I want to talk to you about crows, and I'll talk to you about it in a second,
sure.
But there are things about animals that people state as facts, and sometimes like, now, how do you know a shark's curious?
Well, because if they're not curious, they just want to eat you, they will. So like a man's on his surfboard. It always happens where they're on their surfboard, often right where my brother surfs. And they'll feel a bump under their surfboard and then a bite, a nibble on their surfboard. But if it wanted to, it could clean bite through a surfboard and his leg. And then they swim away.
Well, I guess it's not that different from dogs and the sort of warning shots fired, which is just like, I don't know as curiosity. That's more like, I'm going to growl at you so I don't have to bite you, motherfucker.
Well, I don't mean to come in the opposite way. I've just done so much research, and I will say that mostly they're trying to see, is this food? Is this a seal? No, I move on. Is this edible? It's more like when you taste a little cracker and you think to yourself, do I want to eat more? It's like,
I guess what I'm wondering though is like 99% survive. So that's implying like they're just biting the surfboards. Like they haven't broken any skin, because if they broke skin, I would assume they'd know this is food actually.
We're not food to them though. We are mostly
say more,
bones.
Say more. We don't have enough fat on us. It's the Ozempic craze. It's moved us on the...
We really don't. And what's so amazing is I always text my brother, like, with everything going on right now, in the world and our family, like, please, I cannot handle you getting eaten by a shark. And he is always like, just so you know, like, great white sharks are misunderstood. Like, I'm having dinner with one right now. Like, they're very different people. Like, he's always like, yeah, just like I surfed next to one and we connected. Like, he's always protecting them and their image. And I really am like, that's exactly the type of person that's going to get chomped by one. I just am like, I just don't want to wake up to that call, because I feel like that could probably be avoided. But anyway, yes, of course, sometimes they chomp down on your leg or something, but they're not going to eat you. They don't want to eat you. Once they chomp down on that gristle, it doesn't feel good to them. It's like,
God, if that's not motivation to keep hitting the gym and to keep on upping my weights and stay, stay in my bones. Although I'm actually worried I'm creating so much muscle, that's gotta taste good.
I don't think it does.
But they're looking for fat. They're looking for fat and blubber.
They're looking for blubber. Yeah, okay. Yeah, right, so anyway, but I don't know why that's right. But then, of course, I sent that to Lennon, like, oh, back on my shark attack. And she's like, I'm at a vacation at the beach. Don't send that to me. Don't send that text to me.
And I also feel like, I think I've been told that climate change is why there seems to be more. Oh, that's upsetting.
Well, their juveniles especially are coming closer to shore because it's warmer.
It's something that I honestly can't take on as a concept. Like, I have to go in the ocean. I am a water person.
Yeah, of course. It's not stopping me. I was in the ocean.
Great. Wonderful. Because I have to kind of put it away. I got to put sharks away as an idea.
Or not. Here's the thing. It so rarely happens. I was in the water with Laguna Beach this weekend, and I saw a bunch of very attractive lifeguards. There's so many attractive young people there in thong bathing suits, and these were in the signature red Baywatch, but they all started, there was a commotion, and they all started running, and I said, ooh, baby, maybe it's a shark. Like, I'm excited by it. I would have loved if there was a shark sighting.
I would love you to... I know we keep talking about my best friend, Julie, and she did listen to the podcast. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, where we did a full,
I told her.
half an hour. You did? Okay, great. But I don't know if you know this about her, but no one's more scared of sharks than her. No, it is her greatest fear. It is her greatest fear in life.
Idea.
It is her greatest fear in life that she encounter a shark.
Really?
Yes.
Where did it start?
I think it started with Jaws. And in fact, when we went to go see Jurassic Park or Jurassic whatever the new one is,
Jurassic World.
This weekend, and there was a preview for like it's 50 year anniversary, I think, of Jaws.
Wow.
And so there's a re-release to celebrate. And I was like, Paul, we have to take the kids to go see this in the theater. Like,
so many good jump scares. That's all it is. It's a movie about jump scares.
It's a brilliant, brilliant movie about what we don't see and what lurks beneath and the fear of not being able to see. It's so fucking well done. But anyway.
And considering that mechanical shark broke so many times.
No, knowing what they
went through,
didn't have in terms of like production value, CGI, all of it. It is a masterpiece. So I said, we got to go see. And he's like, I don't really want to unlock that fear in the kids. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I remembered Julie, and I was like, it could absolutely trigger a lifelong
fear of sharks. That is the truth. I say to BB all the time, do not watch a scary movie because you don't know what your Silence of the Lambs is.
That's right. Now, Sam, the other night, he woke up in bed with us, and he said, I had a terrible nightmare. I'm really, really scared. And I said, of what? And he said, Megan.
Well, I was just about to bring up Megan. No. Okay, because BB watched half of Megan through the slats on a plane.
Oh, fuck.
And she goes, I'm not worried about it. She goes, I'm not worried about dolls coming to life and killing me because I don't believe in them. Now, I unfortunately watched through the slats Companion.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Where he like gets a fuck AI doll.
Fuck doll? Yeah, no, thank you.
And then she fucking turns on everyone and they keep shooting her in the face and it doesn't stop her.
She doesn't go. Well,
she ends up with the house and the convertible. She kills everybody. And
I'm interested in, actually. I do like scary movies, but the thing is that, so as I said, Sam, you didn't see Megan. And then I realized during Jurassic World, there was a preview for Megan. And it's a fucking kids movie. Now, during Jurassic World, I held his eyes, or maybe it was F1. Whatever movie we saw. We've been seeing all the summer movies. It's been so much fun. Of course,
it's a blockbuster summer for the Shears.
It's
always.
So fun. It's so fun. We love going to see a movie.
I know you do.
We are single-handedly keeping our industry afloat.
Yeah.
Okay? So I put my hands over his eyes, but even through, talk about the slats.
It's the sounds.
Yes. And again, to reference Jaws, it was what he didn't see but heard her voice.
Oh, God.
Paul tried to explain. Yeah. And then the next night he said, can I sleep with you? And I said, why? He goes, I'm thinking about Megan. I said, yeah, you can.
Yeah, well, you know what your husband did to me once, which was I'll never forgive, and I'll post it on the Academy, but that motherfucker had me on his early Twitch, back in the days where he was a pioneer of Twitch.
Yeah, he was one of the founders, I think.
Truly. He had me on with Rob Hubel, and they said, hey, it wasn't even Halloween.
Oh, right.
Oh, I want to do a little game, a guessing game. I said, oh, okay, I'm game for anything. And then he showed me pictures of every Pinhead, Freddy Krueger, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He wanted to know, do I know who it is? And what did they do? And do they come to you?
I'm so sorry.
No, and he thought, and the even Hubel, even Rob was like, oh, I didn't realize you were so scared. And he's delighted by it. He really is. He's delighted about torturing me and,
I know. He gets a sick thrill out of scaring women. Women that he cares about.
Yeah, and he would just go, it's Pinhead. It's just Pinhead. Like, I still don't know what Pinhead does, but he's like, oh, don't worry, it's Pinhead. Your old pal Pinhead. He kept saying. I was like, fuck. People don't get it. Like on a How Did This Get Made tour, like Jason started doing that and I was screaming, and then a really nice audience member in the balcony like asked a really thoughtful question, but then ended it with "It rubs lotion on the butt," like that. And I screamed, "I'm going to punch you in the dick, sir. I'm going to come up there,
punch you in the dick."
People don't get it. So Sam is built like me. He is not built like Paul. He cannot handle it.
And Gus is built like Paul because when we were going to see F1, we went to see it at Mann's Theater in Hollywood. So much fun. What a beautiful historic theater. And as we're getting out of we're walking now on Hollywood Boulevard. When am I ever walking on Hollywood Boulevard? It's like going through Times Square. So we get down the stairs and we turn to walk on Hollywood Boulevard toward our Chinese Men's Theater, and fucking the clown Pennywise. Pennywise is standing there.
No.
And I know this is an audio medium, but everyone put the finger that's next to your pointer finger out and turn it around so your palm's up. Everyone do this with me. And then just slowly gesture to someone to come closer to you. And that's what he did to me. Okay? And I was like, nobody look at him, nobody look at him. And Gus walked over to him and smiled right back. And I was
he's built just like Paul. He is. Now, for some reason, and we still don't know why, and I really wish we'd taken them up on it, the producers of it wanted to buy our movie about traveling back in the olden days and falling in love with an olden days person. Our time travel
Yours and Lennon's?
And we went and we were like, that's crazy. Why? And during the meeting, there were so many tiny It dolls peering because there's so much It merch. And so I would be trying to focus on the meeting and then I would see a little It peering behind a trash can and peering out from the bushes. And I did ask him, I said, "What are you ever scared on the set?" And the guy looked at me like, "First of all, what are you talking about? I produce horror no." And he said, "Jessica, just so you know, when there's a scene in It, I guess, where the door handle is jiggling, because it's trying to come in. He goes, there's a PA behind there munching on flaming hot Cheetos and
checking
jiggling
his Instagram
and jiggling the door. That's his job." He's like, "So no, I'm not scared."
So I'm just going to tell you though that I don't know if you know this, but Paul got an audition to play the new Pennywise in this past version of it.
Play Pennywise?
Pennywise. Okay. And he's like, "Can you read with me?" And this was
No.
years ago. And I was like, "Oh yeah." I didn't really understand what we were doing at first. And then he prints out the sides for me, prints it out for himself. And then I'm looking at it and the scene we have to read is motherfucking Pennywise peering out of the bottom grates of a subway. Lifting up in New York, there's this, where you can hear the subway. He's peering out and talking to probably a little girl. And I get 2 lines in and I just said, "Fuck this. I ain't doing this shit. And you're not auditioning for this." And he was like, "Come on."
And he thought it was fun. That's the thing. And he's smiling.
I can't do this. I won't read this with you. You won't audition
it's just
for
Pennywise peering out of a subway grate and talking to a little girl and trying to get her to come down here so he can kill her. What's wrong, June?
Sick stuff. Jessica, I have to tell you about the crows.
I can't wait.
I don't know why. Is it spooky season? I don't know what's going on.
No, I don't want it to be. It's summer.
It's summer, but this is a very spooky episode. I got to tell you about the crows that I'm dealing with.
Please.
And I'm going to tell you what's going on with them in just 1 second. We'll take a quick break.
Gretch, being a TV writer, I know so many people who travel for work for weeks, sometimes months at a time when they're shooting on location. I have a lot of great memories from being in Vancouver for weeks on end, shooting a pilot. I love being in Vancouver. It's so gorgeous, very different from LA, really fun. But when TV people are away, their houses and apartments just sit there in LA with nobody using them. Well, this year, as we are all trying to work smarter and not harder, I know people who are hosting their space on Airbnb while they're out of town. Otherwise, the place is just sitting there empty. It honestly feels like a no-brainer way to get a little more spending cash.
I mean, who does not want a little extra income these days? Your home might be worth more than you think. Find out how much at airbnb.com/host.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It's not just an AI computer, it's a computer built for AI. That means it's built to help do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through
Editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, running lots of apps without lag, creating live translations and captions, summarizing meeting notes, extending battery life, enhancing security, finding that file you were looking for, managing your schedule, meeting your deadlines, responding to Jim's long emails.
leaving all the time in the world for more you time and for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC starting at $699.99 at Dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
So, Jess, there are crows in Vancouver.
Okay.
That have been, and I know this because my spray tan artist came up to my apartment a few weeks ago, probably about a month ago. And she goes, oh my gosh, have you seen all the attacks down there?
Wait, no,
and I said,
what?
What are you talking about? And she said, oh, the crows are dive bombing people on below you.
Why?
In your street.
Why?
I said, what the fuck are you talking about? She said, yeah, they're attacking people's heads.
Why are they
running?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
And I said, you got to be motherfuck. I won't leave this apartment again. It's a fucking series wrap on me. I'm done.
Why are they trying to attack people?
So apparently it's like, I don't know if it's mating season. I don't know what's going on. But they're, I think, aggressive at this time of year and are either protecting their something's happening with them. And I said, the last thing I want to fucking do is interact with a crow.
No.
And she's like, yeah, it was really spooky. Like some people are walking with umbrellas.
Well, I would have somebody like take me in an armored car.
And thank you, Jess.
I don't want to be attacked by a
and I said, I'm never going outside. And I'm actually really upset. It's so fucking beautiful out. I can't go. I can no longer experience the outdoors.
How could
because I
you?
won't leave.
How could you knowing that at any minute they could attack you?
I said, are they here?
I hope there's video of it. I hope
there is. I'll post it on the Academy. I said, are they just here? And she said, they're everywhere. I'm like, oh my God. And so then I go to work the next day. I'm asking the hair and makeup folks. My friend tells me that he experienced this he experienced this in another place. He's like, yeah, I used to run with this other actor in the mornings, and there were crows dive bombing. And so he would wear, get ready for this. He would wear his hat backwards so that the rim was on the back, and then put a pair of sunglasses in the back.
No.
To create like a mask.
No.
So if they were going to attack, they'd attack the back. I said, what in the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my.
We're living in this world. We're
about deep state. Someone's keeping this information down. Like, I'm going to be eyes up now about these crows.
Thank you.
Because there's a lot around here.
And then another one of the makeup artists said, well, they remember faces.
Oh, yeah. They can say to each other, look, there's the bearded man. They can communicate
again, I have to
that
ask, how do we know that
specifically.
sharks are curious? How do we know that crows remember faces? I don't know.
They've done lots of experiments with crows. They are obsessed with knowing how smart crows are. I don't know why. We're not harnessing it for any reason, but they study constantly how they are like the most smart animal, like, you know, in the world.
And I want to make a public service announcement. I know that a lot of you deep divers are going to start DMing me because you all are so quick on the draw. You start DMing me information like when I said that blonde men were silly billies. You start DMing me about the blonde men in your life and this and that. And I know what's going to happen is
That
I'm
people are
going to
gonna
start getting
crow advocates.
I'm going to start getting tons of info about crows. And I'm going to say right now,
they do love to link an article. They love a link. They do. And it's always like, please share this with June. And I'm like, you think I'm going to like actually have any kind of memory to share this with her? But they do share a lot of Neanderthal news with me, which is great.
A lot of Neanderthal news comes in. Like there's a lot. And some of it's so fucking wonderful. But on this particular subject, I am going to ask to stay in the dark.
About
the crow dark.
About what crows know and what they can do.
And what they can't do. Hold on one second, Jess. I am so sorry, Jessica.
No.
I have I just took a 2-second break, folks, because I had a smoothie being delivered.
You love a
Not
delivery.
to brag.
You definitely
No straw.
Well, we'll be
How
hearing
on earth
about
am
this
I-
on the deeper dive. Unfortunately, I had a lot of other topics, but now we're going to be hearing about
How am
no
I
straw.
to drink this viscous
It's a
liquid
different
without
liquid without a straw. It's a different experience.
Do I go get a spoon? This is absurd.
Oh God! It's
Anyway, what I
horrible.
wanted to tell you about the crows is, so then I was told, again, just going to share what I know, and I'm very comfortable not knowing anymore. And what I told the hair and makeup team, I said, I'm not going to be interacting with a crow. I don't want to know about crows. I'm done. And they told me that something had happened with a crow on a different set in Vancouver, that a crow was killed.
Oh God! And you
Don't
said
be too
good.
upset.
And you said
I'm
good.
not upset.
Oh wow!
No. They also said that the other crows were out for blood.
Okay, so a crow had been killed by accident on a set, and then the other crows came.
Again, and all of this information might be wrong.
Yeah, but it came.
Something in that order.
There will be blood, and
There will be blood. I'm at these studios. So to know I'm both a target at my apartment because there's a whole fucking nesting ground down there, and they're coming after actors.
We have enough problems. The scarcity of roles, the shrinking industry, and now fucking crows want us dead. Like I honestly can't. Like I can't take that on. Oh my God, the crows were like after them. I get that. Well, if they're so complex in their relationships and all of this. And, you know, BB and I tried to rescue a baby crow that was on our driveway. And it was we were,
let him go.
And I said,
I'm sorry to say it.
but you know us. BB has jumped out of the car while it's moving to like check to see if a dog is, you know, not lost. So I called because all of the crows were in this tree screaming like that. So I was like, oh my God, they don't know how to pick this sad crow up. And I called the ASPCA and they said, that's actually how they teach their young to fly. They kick it out of the nest and then they scream from the trees, get up. They're screaming, get up to it.
How do they know that those screams are get up? I mean, again, I know you're saying they do research. This just seems so specific. Listen, they're fucking nasty.
Yeah, they're nasty, all right. Get up, like that's not nice. And also like in the time that it takes it to learn how to fly, like it could be eaten very easily by something or run over. But that's how crows live. They live by their like this code. It sounds like they're like the mafia.
They're the fucking mafia.
They are.
They are the mafioso. And it's like, what did they used to say about the black hand or the
black spot? Well, you remember
Yeah, it
in
was
Treasure
like the
Island.
mafia. I'm trying to remember in Brooklyn. It's like if there was like a print on your house or something, it meant that you were either protected or the mafia was going to come for. It's like that level of I don't know.
Remember
that
when I
level
worked
of
for the
revenge,
mafia? The
that-
summer I worked for the mafia, it was so awesome.
I I also worked for the mafia.
Wait, did we may have told these stories already, but my summer, I was hot. I was looking hot too. It was like junior year summer. And I like was deeply tanned. And I was like, I got 3 weeks before I go back to school. Like, let's see what's up. And I like submitted myself as a temp. And I ended up as a receptionist at a loan shark business that was doing no loans. And it was me answering the phone. And then the driver, quote unquote, who was really the bodyguard, would sit and we'd chat about different things, this and that, the weather. And they loved me. They loved me. And I love the women who worked there. I don't know what they did all day. Again, they just like went to Pier 1 and like they didn't do anything. And then at the end of the summer, they said, we really love you to stay on. We love your energy. You're a treat to have around the office. And
Personality hire.
I said, I'm so sorry. I have to go back to school. And then they gave me $5,000 in cash in $100 bills. And I'd already been paid, whatever it was.
Wow.
And I don't know to this day, was that hush money? Was that, I think it was just honestly like they really felt like I brought a lot to their company, to their organization. I was and I look cute too. I look cute. They love to have someone cute.
You should have been compensated for that. Listen, I'm not going to tell the story because I know I already told it. But when I worked for a company called Master Furniture, I'm almost positive that Master Furniture was at the front.
Not a brand I've heard of.
I was also answering the phone, and people were screaming on the phones trying to get in touch with the master himself.
Yeah.
And he was never available and was always telling me to never tell anyone that he was there. It was all very, very, very strange. But what did I want to tell you, Jessica? Just to get back to the crows for a second. The mafia crows, I just want to put the word out that I don't want any more
looking. Yeah, and I'm going to be looking over my shoulder because I have seen a lot of them. And actually, just lately, I said, I don't like how they wait so long before they take off when you're driving towards them. It's really like a fuck you flex that they do when you're driving because you're like, I don't want to run over this crow. And you won't. But they'll take their goddamn time. And BB and I had one, and I didn't think the crows liked meat.
Meat?
That's right. But when BB was a child, there was a crow that would come across to the building across, and it had hidden a couple chicken bones. And it would come and, strip the meat off these chicken bones every morning, and we would watch it like it was a nature show. And I actually think that's really fucked up. I don't think they should be eating meat. I don't know if that's part of their diet, but it shouldn't be. Especially chickens. Those are birds.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Okay?
Oh, God. It's enough.
And he would squirrel it away. It was like his secret chicken bone stash. Like I would hide, like I hide some chocolates and stuff,
Well, I will tell you, I'm going to move off birds because I don't like them. With one exception, and that's a hummingbird.
Of course.
Every other bird can go to hell. I'm dead ass. Every other bird but a hummingbird can go to hell. And a handbasket.
Oof.
I know, those are strong words. I don't care if they all go down.
Oof.
I really don't, Jess.
I think our ecosystem would probably fall apart. But okay. Okay.
I don't care for them.
Okay. They're dinosaurs. I mean, that's really what's troubling you.
Yes. There's especially after seeing Jurassic World, there's such a close connection to those fucking raptors.
I worked for a bird watching channel. You know that? Anyway, go on.
Barf. I just want to say, one of the statistics that will always fascinate me.
Yeah.
We're sitting down to Jurassic World, and I said to Sam, You know, there was a time where I could name almost every dinosaur.
Really? You had a
Yeah.
dino obsession for a brief time?
In second grade, I knew every dinosaur. I remember the dinosaur book, big pictures, facts, little like pop-out boxes. And and this one and that one and Bronchiosaur. I love the long necks. I wanted to slide down them. They look so friendly. Of course, I liked the ones
The
who were
veggies.
vegetarians.
The vegetarians,
But I stared at these things. Okay, and when they would put them in pictures with cars and people, and I would stare at the disparity of size, and I was so fascinated by them. And he said, "Do you still know the names?" I said, "No, I don't. I only know Bronchosaurus, T-Rex, and a raptor."
Yeah, those are the basics.
I don't know
of the dinosaur world.
I don't know any of the other ones.
Yeah.
And we start watching the movie, and there's this fact that comes out early on in the film about how many years the dinosaurs roamed the earth. And it was like humans have been here for, again, all of these statistics are wrong.
So few comparatively. Yeah, but Dan, we picked Dan up from anesthesia. He had to get some procedure done, and he was still high on drugs, and BB and I drove him home, and his whole thing was, if they've been around for that long, they really didn't evolve that much. And he just kept saying, no dino clothes, no dino cars. He was so like, almost like disparaging of them. And I was, but he goes, really? Like, humans have been around for such a short time. Dinos ruled the earth forever. What did they have to show for it? He would say, he kept saying.
Jeez. Well, there's a wonderful statement in the movie that says dinosaurs lived on the earth for 165 million years.
Yeah.
Humans have been on the earth for 300,000.
Yeah.
It's a tiny fraction, tiny fraction of that time. And yes, to Dan's point, we have evolved, created technology, but will we go extinct? Will we burn our species out ourselves?
Well, we will. If you talk to Dan, this is the kind of shit he will just be like, yeah, just like aliens are here and they're in the ocean or whatever. He'll just be like, yes, of course we will. Our sun will burn out.
Well, our sun will burn out, and we know that. But like, so it was just fascinating to, they were around for so fucking long.
But what do they have to show for it?
What I genuinely, I guess I could look it up, but it's more just something I like to think about is like, those motherfuckers were so big.
Yeah.
And then they went extinct, all gone. Why didn't other giant animals ever?
Well, they did in the Ice Age. We had, giant sloths and all of that.
But Jess, they weren't as big.
It's true. I don't know.
What was up with the height? I'm genuinely asking. I know there's scientists and like really some people listening to this who are like, you're a fucking idiot. But I'm like, what's up with the height?
When I worked at the birdwatching channel and I was fired, I had to do a story on the man who had discovered the skeleton with feathers. In Mongolia, they found a dinosaur that had preserved feathers, and that's how they knew that dinosaurs were most likely covered in feathers. At least a lot of them were, and that they were closely related to birds. And I showed up, I really believe, drunk. I went out until 3 a.m. to McManus, where we used to go after shows. I had like 16 greyhounds, and I rolled in at 7 a.m. to the Museum of Natural History. And the transcript of the interview is so embarrassing because I didn't do any of the research. It starts out with, quote, and Dan will never let me forget this. I said, what's up with birds and dinosaurs? And he goes, what's up? I go, yeah, what's up with them? And it's like, it was so embarrassing. And this guy was showing me, like, here's the bones. And telling me all about, bone
What
hunter.
was up? Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention, and the piece I did was terrible. But I have met in my day many fossil hunters
I did not know you worked for the Bird Channel.
I spent a good half a day with the woman who found the most intact T-Rex skeleton that exists. And she was just walking her dogs in the Badlands, and she saw what she thought was a rock, and it turned out to be a T-Rex skull. She found it, and then they took it from her. North Dakota said, like, we own it. And she's like, but I found it. She was pissed about that. She was pissed about that. Now, when you go to, there's so many dinos in Mongolia, and this is the stupidest episode, and I'm so sorry. I wish I could, like, reveal something, vulnerable or connective that you guys could latch onto. But in Mongolia, there are so many dinos. And what this dude's deal is, he goes over there for, like, summers to dig and stuff, but he's like, there's so many dino bones on the black market that you have to get to the bones before these guys do.
Fuck.
And then often pay a lot of money to buy the bones back. Yeah, there's a bone black market that we don't know about. And
the Titanic artifacts,
and like I was supposed, and that's all I asked him about. I was like, so when you're like, do you ever get any like fights with these bone hunters? And he's like, that's not what this piece is about. We're about talking about, but it really was, that to me was fascinating. Because often they'll dig it up. They'll dig,
I
right?
want to apologize. I didn't know who I was talking to, Jess, when I brought up dinosaurs. I didn't know you
I've been in the bowels of the Museum of Natural History. What you see out there is a fraction of the bones they got going on in the back. And I was in the back. I saw the actual dino. That was the link. I saw it. And I probably touched it when I shouldn't have. I saw it. I saw what he found. But he would say, yeah, we were doing all this work, careful work with the bones. We go to sleep. We come back. Bones are gone. We have to hire security. I mean, it's a whole thing because they'll rip those bones right out of the, So there's a lot that goes into it. Now, that guy, I was fired pretty quickly after that because it was so embarrassing.
I mean, I'm saying like scientists will listen to this. I guess I'll just ask you, do you know why they were so big?
No.
Because they certainly lasted a long time being that big.
They did.
Was it to get? Because, I mean, there are trees now, and, like, was it get to
Well, they had bigger trees back then. They had bigger trees back then. I guess, obviously, the environment supported it. Now, something I love about dads in general, if I ask Dan this, he will have an answer that sounds so assured. Like, well, obviously, like, the environment just supported it. It won't necessarily be true, but it's comforting.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and ask ChatGPT, and we'll see what she comes up with when we come back from this break.
Can't wait.
If you're like us, you love discovering habits and systems that make life better. That's why we're excited to share this opportunity. It's perfect for anyone trying to design a career that works for them, not against them. Intuit, the maker of TurboTax and QuickBooks, is expanding its world-class network of tax and bookkeeping experts. As an Intuit expert, you get to work virtually, select your hours, and be part of a mission-driven culture focused on helping customers prosper. Plus, you're supported by a team of experienced tax professionals who are there to help you succeed.
They also offer Intuit Academy, a free and self-paced training program through which you can advance your tax and bookkeeping career.
So if you're looking to design your future with a flexible and supportive tax career, visit intuit.com/expert to learn more or apply. That's intuit.com/expert. Let's talk about the Defender 110. It is a vehicle built for the modern explorer. Gretch, I have a friend who's extremely adventurous, and she loves her Defender 110. It's a vehicle that looks tough because it is tough. The Defender boasts an exterior design for optimum durability. It has a raised hood and sculpted grille that give the Defender 110 a modern edge.
Yeah, it has 3D surround cameras with clear sight ground view that let you see underneath the vehicle and anticipate obstacles in rough terrain. Clear Sight Rear View offers an unobstructed rear view even when you can't see through the back window. Driver aid technologies make driving and parking simpler. Intuitive driver displays are customizable to your journey. Design your Defender 110 at LandRoverUSA.com. Visit LandRoverUSA.com to learn more about the Defender 110. Explore the Defender 110 at LandRoverUSA.com.
Okay. Well, you were right.
The environment
Jess, it turns
supported
out.
it.
Yeah, it says dinosaurs grew so big for several interconnected reasons, all related to their biology, environment, evolution. Can I just say this? They had bird-like lungs, very large, with air sacs. Okay, it kept them well oxygenated and lightweight for their size. This system supported huge bodies without overheating. That's fascinating. They had a high oxygen and CO2 levels that promoted faster plant growth. The Earth's atmosphere did, rather, which promoted faster plant growth, made it easier for animals to grow large.
Right.
They had stable body temperatures. They had a mix of warm and cold-blooded traits. That's fascinating. They laid lots of eggs. That means they didn't need to invest years raising a single offspring like us mammals do.
So they were just had more time to grow? You've had more time while you're working. You've had more time to go to the gym.
That's exactly right. Now, will I get to be the size of a dinosaur? I don't know. I mean,
kind of like you're in prison.
Like
you get to keep going to the prison yard and doing your workouts. Because I said to Dan, God, her muscle tone is just really wonderful. She's had time.
I've had the time. So this strategy of laying lots of eggs favors fast growth, larger body sizes as a defense against predators. And there's two more reasons.
Because they got to grow fast because they're out, much like a crow, they're kicking them out of the nest. It's not like we're teaching a brontosaurus how to eat. You're just you're on your own and you better grow fast.
Sounds like it. Two more reasons. And this one's fascinating. The lack of size limits from mammal-like constraints. Now, maybe as a Neanderthal, this will resonate a little bit.
What does that mean?
It says, unlike mammals, dinosaurs had lighter bones, many of them hollow, and postures that made carrying large weight more efficient. Limbs directly under the body rather than splayed out.
That makes a lot of sense.
Now, the last reason that's I didn't know we had mammal-like constraints, and now it's all I can think about.
I have a lot of constraints.
I have a lot of mammal-like constraints going on here. The last reason.
So fucking dumb. This episode is dumb. We should just scrub it from the feed. Nobody cares.
Okay, there's such a good. Okay, sometimes ChatGPT just nails it. The last reason is the evolutionary arms race. Large size could be an advantage for both predators to dominate their prey and herbivores to avoid being eaten, creating a feedback loop of bigger and bigger species. So in short, dinosaurs were big because they could be.
They could be. Well,
they could be.
They could be. And I really think something for us to think about is, yes, we have limitations on our heavy bones and our mammal-like traits. But again, like I said last week, and it's really changed my thing. What are our limits? What are our self-limiting beliefs? How big can we be? How strong can we be? Right? I was just thinking about Michael Patrick King on And Just Like That, the podcast with Matt McConkey, which now is part of Garbage Sesh. But I was listening to the interview with Michael Patrick King about the first episode of season 3. Now, I wait with bated breath for those episodes. I just love, I'm now in a Gilded Age Sex in the City double pop
feedback loop. You're in the warm-blooded, cold-blooded.
Warm-blooded, cold-blooded, okay? I could do both. And I just love it. I love to be with my gals. And he was saying, it's been fascinating because at 30, so the first series, I was confronting at 34 years old what people thought women should be. Married, got their shit together, not sleeping with people anymore. Of course, that's changed a bit, but that's what I was confronting, like these women against these societal constraints. And now they're in their 50s, and there's a whole nother set of societal constraints.
That's right.
Women shouldn't be sexually active in this way and like claiming their sexuality, and they should be married and they shouldn't be, coming out at that age. Anyway, so I just thought it's so interesting because we have so many limitations put on us just by society as women.
That's right.
How big could we be if we are to lift those up? Because we are in an environment that is promoting small. Even when we talk about our weights, I know I've been lifting those fucking weights, and there is something so. Now my feed is flooded with women in their 50s lifting weights and looking fucking hot. But we're told, don't lift those big weights. You'll get too muscular. Well, why is that a problem? So you could defend yourself, perhaps?
I as somebody who, I'm just going to try to show you like.
Oh,
what
I know. I'm
looking
looking at it.
Yeah, like
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it.
I just showed Jessica my
guns.
My guns. I am a woman who is preparing, I guess, for battle.
Yeah, for the Hunger Games, something.
Yeah. And I can't say enough about lifting.
It's strange how
much.
much.
Be stranger.
It's strange.
I will say my TikTok feed is flooded with like women talking about how they were diagnosed with early Alzheimer's. And I'm like, always so fucking panicked. I'm
I
like,
don't want this feed.
Oh God. And then in the first comments, so many women are posting in the first comments of these videos, this is also the number one sign of perimenopause.
Oh, good. I'm telling you.
And I'm like, oh, thank God. And it's so funny. And then under that comment, there's a million other comments like, oh, thank God. I was really scared. And I'm like, oh,
yes.
I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't remember. I don't remember last week's episode.
I find it charming.
Glad you do.
It's just, I'm just monitoring everybody. It's like everybody in my life doesn't remember anything. So I just have to like be just on it,
And it's so interesting that you are sort of the village kind of historian in a way.
I am. I hold all of Jason Mantzoukas' his memories from college.
Yeah.
I tell his own life to him like he's watching a movie. This isn't a joke. I don't know why he doesn't have any CD-ROM. Like, I am like, remember that special time we had?
Jessica, I really appreciate it because I'm also looking to you to know what happened last week, obviously.
Yeah.
But also just in general to hold, you are the village elder who's holding our oral history. Like, we really need you.
I am. Like, I'm the one that's going to remember. I remember so many details about my friends, like, that, like, I remember that when Danielle, we were talking, I got to see Danielle 2 days in a row. One day we had like a 2.5-hour lunch where I got to look at every single picture of her European vacation. Every single one.
Wonderful.
One thing about me is I love looking at people's pictures of their vacations. And I wish
That's a wonderful quality.
I wish we had the time back where people would come home and do a slideshow for their neighbors. Like, I'm not joking. I'm like, please send me pictures. Where are you?
When Gus went on his field trip, his fifth grade, like big trip away, we did have a slideshow for my sister and her husband, and like just went through all of his pictures.
I love it. How else am I going to know that? She took a water taxi at night through Venice.
Yeah.
That's how it started, So anyway, I got to see her then.
That's a wonderful idea.
Yeah. And then the next day, because her daughter's at camp, she said, I'm just going to be around the corner. And I was like, oh my God. And I ran in. And that was just, and Dan said, if you've just seen a friend for 2.5 hours, you have another 1.5 to 2 hours in you? I said,
oh, of course.
are
What?
you kidding me?
What?
Literally, he was like, what do you mean you're going to see her? I said, Dan, if I could see my friends for 3 hours every day, I would. And I would never stop talking. I never would run out. So much has happened. I was trying to also explain to him, like, so much has happened internally for me from 3 p.m. yesterday till 11 a.m. today.
Like, it's alive.
I have so much to say.
Yeah, of course.
But like, what I love about old friends is like, she'll just be like, well, that was, and of course that was back when I worked at City Crab. And I remember not only her working at City Crab, but also I remember her that she was like one of the first person to wear Javianas. Like she wore cutoffs and Javianas through the streets. And I even know that her boyfriend didn't like her wearing Javianas because her feet were so gross, so she had to wash her feet every day. I remember those type of details about my
God
friends.
bless you. Again, you are the village elder, and it's not a role I would have necessarily cast you in.
No, nobody saw it coming.
Holding on. Nobody saw it coming.
Nobody saw it coming.
You are holding on to the stories, and you are.
Yep.
And we will look to you. And I honestly, if this podcast serves like any purpose, it's probably to just hold our stories, to put them down. We used to write them on the walls when we were.
I said to Phoebe, I was like, Phoebe, when you're older, you'll have all these stories of Amas. And she goes, I'm never going to listen to this. What are you talking about? I'm never listening to these podcasts. No way.
Yes,
That's not true.
She'll love it.
Or she won't. Or she won't.
Or
who knows?
Who knows? Yes, who could say, actually? I have no idea. Well, there are a couple facts about Danielle Schneider, but that we know and identify her with. But one is, of course, that she grew up in Florida, wore like fluorescent string bikinis.
Went to spring break when she was 16.
Yeah, like there's certain things about her that are just her. But one of the defining characteristics of Danielle is that she worked at City Crab. Now, I've never been to City Crab. I have a vague idea of where it is. And I
know exactly where it is, Union Square.
Okay. It is such a important detail. Paul references it a few times. Like, oh, yeah, well she was working at City Crab. It's like, did she work there for a fucking decade? Like, what?
And it was such a cool job
about her.
It was so cool. The rest of us had terrible, awful jobs doing whatever, but she would go to City Crab and then yesterday she was like, if you work at City Crab, you'll never eat oysters again. And because she was so horrified to find out I did 24 oysters, shot them before my surgery. And she was like, you were playing with fire.
You were.
She said things would happen in the City Crab bathroom that she said were just absolutely horrific. And you will never. And that's a place you would think if you're going to get oysters, do it at a place like City Crab. But
it's a chain, isn't it?
I don't know, but she said you got to be careful. But there was what people don't really understand is that in the early days of all of our friendships, we saw each other from across crowded rooms. We were not. I just knew of Danielle's job at City Crab, and I built a life for her around that.
Of course. I mean, it's the same way that, like, I remember when Casey and I took you out for a drink and you told us the story and you said you were on the, an elliptical machine at the gym that morning or something like that. And so I built a story. New York Sports Club. I built a story of you like going every morning to an elliptical machine and like living this.
Yeah, like a wellness life.
Like, yes.
Adult life.
Like, wow.
Yeah, what you didn't know is like I had been moving so slow, it turned off, shut off 6 times. I probably just like spaced out and disassociated like in the gym, in the locker room. Yeah, but we built these stories about each other.
Lores, part of your lore. Now, unfortunately, we do have to wrap it up, but unfortunately, Danielle, I'm realizing, texted me the other day and was like asking me if I leased my car and how many miles per year were on it. And
you never wrote her back.
I wrote her back, but I sadly said, I don't know.
I don't know either. In fact, I didn't write her. I told her I would check my odometer. But I'm not somebody.
How many miles are on my lease? She's clearly trying to get this information. And
I'm is.
She didn't write me back after that. It wasn't like, oh, thanks anyway. It was just like,
well, now you've been rendered somebody who is not worthy. And I then broke the news about your car, white on white.
What'd she say? It hasn't arrived yet.
Honestly,
I don't have it yet.
To be honest, she looked horrified.
Oh.
She said, how? She couldn't, just like when I told her that I did 24 oysters and then was drunk when I showed up for my surgery, she looked equally horrified. Like, how
For those of you who
that to
don't
yourself?
know, because it happened on the deeper dive, but I shared that I was getting a new car, white exterior, white interior, and it sent shockwaves.
People
through the deep
still
dive
don't know what
community.
to do.
I know. And
Is it really
I don't
happening?
have it
to
yet.
me, I don't believe
So
it
it's so
will
funny.
happen.
I've also like been kind of looking at cars and trying to see other examples in the wild. As
I've
if
never
in,
seen it. It's a
hiding from
unicorn.
cars, and I don't see it out there. So it's like I can't even really look at it. But I've had several moments where I'm like, "Tune, like change the fucking
No.
because I
Once
had to
you
do
go-
the build, and
no.
I'm like, just change it." But there's something in my body that's like, no, I want to see.
I want to see
wanna
what
see
it
it.
requires. Limits. Talk about limitations.
Dinosaurs were huge because they could be.
What will this white car unleash in you? I am actually scared because you said
You
you announced
should
last
be.
week you're going to become more judgmential, and that's already we're already starting a
Oh,
base
see, thank
level
you
of
for
judgment.
remembering that, Jess. I forgot it.
And now we're getting into a white car with white on white. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what that is. You know who would drive a white on white is Seema from and just like that.
Absolutely. She gets driven, but if she were to drive.
You've got Seema energy for sure.
Wow, thanks.
You do.
Well, again, I don't know. I don't have it yet.
God, you have
Believe
such
me.
Seema energy.
Believe me, once I get it, I will be reporting.
But live into it. Don't get the white on white thinking, oh, I'm going to ruin it. What if you become one of those people that caretakes your car? Well, a lot of self-help life coach gurus say the way you keep your car is the way you keep your life. And my car is so bad that I had to put down a towel for my friend Molly to sit on the driver's seat to drive to Laguna. It was like embarrassing.
I have grown into keeping my car, nice. I like a nice, and of course, who doesn't? But like, I will get it washed, and there's an expense.
But think
honestly,
about-
the biggest concern I have is it's all electric, and I'm like, am I going to keep it charged? That feels like the biggest hurdle.
You can do it. You
The car
can do
I'm in
it.
now is half and half, so I can always get gas if I need to.
But stop limiting yourself.
But
You
that feels, so it's like the money I'm saving on gas, though, I seem to be putting back into the car to just keeping it at a baseline of sort of cleanliness. We'll see, Jess. This is, this is a sort of a soft launch. We will be hard launching the white on white car very soon. And I will be sharing my journey.
I'm really curious about this year being the year of no limits. A limitless.
Wow.
Limitless.
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
Yes. I also, why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? Let's end with, just like thinking about how big those dinosaurs were.
Yeah. Because they could be.
Because they could be. And I want to really think about that. And of course, next week, you'll remind me that we talked about that this week.
Yeah.
And
I'm the keeper of her story that it is yours. Apparently.
love you guys.
I love
We
you
will,
guys.
and of course, Jess and I are not done with the day. We are heading on to the deeper dive.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So for all of you deep divers who have had, want to take some curiosity bites out of the Deep Dive Academy, we are offering a special summer treat for you. If you use code SUMMER, you get 50% off your first month at the Deep Dive Academy. Again, that's code SUMMER for 50% off your first month at the Deep Dive Academy. Head to thedeepdiveacademy.com to enroll there. We have a weekly live show with me and Jessica where we get to interact with you all called The Deeper Dive. It's so much fun. We are having the time of our lives, and we'd love you all to join us. with code SUMMER for 50% off your first month at the Deep Dive Academy.
And we have last week we announced it, and June we have a huge freshman class.
It's exciting.
It's very exciting. It's a great time to be alive. And this will be our year in the academy. Our word is limitless.
Yes. Code SUMMER for 50% off your first month at the Deep Dive Academy. Head to thedeepdiveacademy.com to enroll. Jessica, I love you. We'll see you all next week.
All right. Bye, guys.
Let's go on the deep dive. Let's go diving deep. Let's go on the deep dive. No secrets will we keep. It's June and Jessica going deep. How deep can you go? Oh, really deep. Let's go on the deep dive. Let's go diving deep.
The Deep Dive is produced by Lemonada Media, Jessica St. Clair, and June Diane Raphael. Special thanks to Ann Geddes for our cover art and Lennon Parham for her sweet, sweet vocals. The best way to support us is to rate and review. Follow The Deep Dive wherever you get your podcasts, or listen ad-free on Amazon Music with your Prime membership.
From the Onward Project.
If you're like us, you love discovering habits and systems that make life better. That's why we're excited to share this opportunity. It's perfect for anyone trying to design a career that works for them, not against them. Intuit, the maker of TurboTax and QuickBooks, is expanding its world-class network of tax and bookkeeping experts. As an Intuit expert, you get to work virtually, select your hours, and be part of a mission-driven culture focused on helping customers prosper. Plus, you're supported by a team of experienced tax professionals who are there to help you succeed.
They also offer Intuit Academy, a free and self-paced training program through which you can advance your tax and bookkeeping career.
So if you're looking to design your future with a flexible and supportive tax career, visit intuit.com/expert to learn more or apply. That's INTUIT.com/expert.